Edwin in the balloting regarding designated hitters is fifth at the moment. David Ortiz with 2.3 million votes leading the way. Time to play ball here at Miller Park. Randy Wolf left-hander to the plate, and with that a strike to Brett Lawrie, and we are underway. Brett comes up here. He's on a 7-game hitting streak. He spanks one to center field deep. Back goes Nyjer Morgan. He turns. He looks up. There she goes. Brett Lawrie with a home run to lead off the game. That is his 6th, and the Blue Jays are immediately in flight here in Milwaukee, leading 1-0. Well, that's the way you run your hitting streak to 8 games. A leadoff home run for Brett Lawrie, and has he ever thrived in that leadoff spot? In 12 games leading off since John Farrell installed him there, hitting .306. That's his 2nd home run. He now has 6 RBIs. First leadoff career home run, and if he stays there, you know there will be more. So it's 7:10 Central Daylight Time. We are underway. It's 90 degrees Fahrenheit here. That sugars off to 32 degrees Celsius. Colby Rasmus takes the strike. Mike, what a way to start the game, huh?
You know what? There was a huge crowd around Brett Lawrie before the game today. The Milwaukee Brewers drafted him, and a couple of years ago traded him to the Blue Jays, wondering how he'd do. And Brett Lawrie is a guy who plays with a ton of energy, and that energy can get amped up at certain points, and there is no doubt he wants to succeed against a team that took him first.
Curveball in for a strike to Colby, so it's 0-2. Now he rips one foul down the right field side into the mezzanine. Brett came up hitting .286. That leads the Blue Jays in average. A club that's hitting only .248, but having scored 315 runs, that's 3rd most in the American League and 6th most in the major leagues, getting the most bang for the buck for that average. Colby hits a ground ball up the middle, base hit on an 0-2 pitch from Randy Wolf, and the 2 table setters are doing their job yet again.
Third batter, the right fielder, number 19, Jose Bautista.
Rasmus in his last 12 games hitting .345. And in the 16 games that John Farrell has had him hitting 2nd, hitting .356. He's added to that. He has 7 home runs, 18 RBIs in that 2nd spot. Now here's Jose Bautista. He shows bunt, takes it outside ball 1. Game just getting started here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Bautista hitting .230, leads the Blue Jays in home runs and RBIs with 19 and 47. Takes an off-speed pitch inside 2-0. Jose on the homestand went just 4 for 17. The team went 3-3. Swept in 3 by Washington, and then just sweeping the Phillies over the weekend. Rasmus the lead at first. He draws the throw back in, standing up. To set the Brewers for you defensively, they're in their home whites with the navy blue numbers. George Kataris, the pride of Toronto, born in Scarborough General Hospital and went to Milliken Mills High School. He's catching the left-hander Wolf. Randy set, and now playing more catch over at first with Corey Hart than he is Kataris. At second, Ricky Weeks. Edwin Masonette's at short with Aramis Ramirez at third. In the outfield, the MVP from a year ago, Ryan Braun. Nyjer Morgan in center. Norichika Aoki is in right. Jose hits a fly ball to right field. That's hit pretty well. Aoki goes into the right field corner, makes the catch. Rasmus went halfway. He comes back to first as a strong throw back into second.
That was some serious defense there by Norichika Aoki. That's a ball that took him into the corner on the warning track along the wall, and he still got there with enough time to turn his body towards second base and make sure it wasn't going to be an easy tag for Colby Rasmus to second.
That's the first out here in the game. First inning, the Blue Jays with a 1-0 lead on Brett Lawrie's home run. Now Edwin up. Encarnacion takes outside ball 1. Encarnacion hitting .277, 17 home runs, 44 runs batted in. The only other Blue Jay in double figures in home runs, Rasmus with 10. Colby his 10th yesterday in the 6-2 win at home against the Phillies. The pitch is inside 2-0. Wolf is 35. He's making his 14th start this season. His last start was Wednesday at Kansas City. he got a no decision. He pitched very well. He went 7 innings. He allowed just 1 run on 6 hits. Brewers lost that 4-3-11. A strike on the inside corner, 2-1. If the name rings a bell, it should. Jim Wolf, who is 7 years older than Randy and their brothers, is a major league umpire in his 10th year. We've seen Jim quite a bit. There's a throw to first base. In fact, when Jim Wolf made his major league umpiring debut in his first game in September of 1999, in that game, San Francisco played host to the Phillies. He worked third base while his younger brother Randy, then a member of the Phillies, sat in the visiting dugout. Jim Wolf is allowed to be in an umpiring crew with his brother Randy, the only exception being he cannot work home plate. So some pretty good baseball bloodlines there. Jim and Randy Wolf. This is Randy, and while he's not an umpire, he's done pretty well. This is his 14th major league season. He was 13-10 with the Brewers last year in 33 starts, helped them get to the playoffs. Pitch on the way to Edwin. A strike on the inside corner. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Randy overall is 2-5 this year. His ERA 5.06. He's had 2 starts against the Blue Jays, both when he was with the Phillies, but way back when, 1999 and 2000. Here he comes. Edwin fouls one off to the right-hand side, right off catcher George Kataris. The Brewers have won their last 5 games against the Blue Jays, as well as 9 of 10 going all the way back to 1997, which was Milwaukee's last season in the American League. They've been in the National League since. Edwin hits one to right center field. Nyjer Morgan goes into right center. Colby up to second. There's the catch. Morgan throws back to second, and dashing back to first is Rasmus. 2 down here in the first.
Good aware base running there by Colby Rasmus. He's a National League Central guy for most of his career. He knows these Brewers very well and knows that Nyjer Morgan doesn't throw well. So he was able to get almost all the way up to second base just in case the ball dropped, knowing he'd have plenty of time to get back to first.
Blue Jays won. Brewers yet to come up here at Pretty Miller Park in Milwaukee. Roof open. This is a retractable dome stadium in its 11th season. Here's Yunel Escobar, right-handed hitting shortstop. Gets a ground ball down to third. Gloved on the grass by Aramis Ramirez. The throw to first in time, and the inning is over. Brett Lawrie runs his hitting streak quickly to 8 games with a home run to center field. A single is left on after that. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Blue Jays 1, Brewers coming up. Brought to you by Home Hardware. This is the Blue Jays Radio Network.
Every business wants to come and keep listening to the games on the Blue Jays Radio Network.
This inning is brought to you by your Honda dealers. Bottom of the first inning, the Blue Jays with a quick 1-0 lead for young Henderson Alvarez. He's 3-6 in 13 starts. His ERA 3.87. Left-handed hitters have hit 300 off him. Right-handed batters just 245. And right off the get-go here, he gets a left-handed hitter in Norichika Aoki. The pride of Japan. Alvarez's first pitch to him is up and in, ball 1. Aoki in 58 games hitting .287, 10 doubles, 3 triples, and he's hit 3 home runs. He shows bunt, runs up, brings in Brett Lawrie from third on the grass, but the pitch misses. 2-0. Aoki has appeared in 58 games, 32 starts, 17 in right, 10 in center, and 5 in left. Pretty versatile player. Slaps one foul third base side. That's off the facing of the mezzanine here at Miller Park. 2 balls and 1 strike. For the Brewers, Hideo Nomo, Max Suzuki, Takahito Nomura, Tomooka, and Takahashi Saito, all pitchers, also Brewers. Now, here's a bunted ball up along first, fielded by Alvarez. Quick sidearm toss in time to get Aoki near the chalk line at first base. Pretty play by Henderson Alvarez to get a very good hitter and a very good bunter.
Center fielder, Nyjer Morgan.
I think the Milwaukee Brewers just learned a lesson on how good a defensive player Henderson Alvarez is. Aoki tried to get it past the mound, but he couldn't, and Henderson made a great throw on the run. He has really shone on D.
Center fielder Niger Morgan up, another left-handed batter. A strike from Alvarez. Henderson from Pretty Valencia in Venezuela. He's just 22. There's a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit into center field. And all of a sudden, a lot of speed at first in Morgan.
Third batter, the left fielder, number 8, Ryan Braun.
Morgan likes to run. He's 7 of 9 stealing bases. Manager Ron Renicky in his second year here, and he was runner-up to Kirk Gibson for National League Manager of the Year last season. His team likes to run. He's very aggressive. The Brewers, 47 stolen bases. They've been caught just 14 times. That's stealing successfully 77% of the time. Anything above 70%, very good. So the right-hander Alvarez has to be careful with Morgan at first. Here's Ryan Braun on a 12-game hitting streak. Braun hits a ground ball to third, foul, strike one. As that ball skips down the line past third base coach Ed Cedar. The Blue Jays lead it 1-0. Brett Laurie, a leadoff home run. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Braun, as we said, on a 12-game hitting streak, over which he's hit .346. A throw to first base, diving back in headlong is Morgan. For the Blue Jays in their road Grays tonight, J. Pierre Sebia is catching with Brett Laurie at third and Yunel Escobar at short. Omar Vizquel gets a start at second for Kelly Johnson. Edwin Encarnacion at first. Rajay Davis in left. Colby Rasmussen center, and in right Jose Bautista. Quick throw again to first, driving Morgan again submarining to the bag. Braun, in addition to his 12-game hitting streak, has a 22-game hitting streak against American League teams in interleague play. That's the longest active streak in interleague play for any big leaguer. The National League most valuable player from a year ago, Ryan Braun. Morgan does not go. Braun lines one to left field. That's a base hit. One hop in front of Rajay Davis. Up to second, stopping Morgan, and give Braun a 13-game hitting streak.
Fourth batter, the third baseman, number 16, Aramis Ramirez.
Each club with 2 base hits. The Blue Jays with the narrow 1-0 lead, but here are the Brewers 2 on 1 out off Alvarez. Henderson over his last 6 starts has allowed the opponents to hit .327 with 9 home runs allowed. He is 0-4 with an ERA of 5.5. Over those 6 starts, the Blue Jays have lost them all. Alvarez trying to find himself here tonight with that good, hard 93-mile-an-hour heavy sinker. And if he can get a ground ball here, Aramis Ramirez up, a likely candidate to hit into a double play. But he also has hit 319 career home runs at third base. He takes it outside, ball one. First-year player here with the Brewers. Came over as a free agent from the Chicago Cubs. Garth Orge coaching at first, our pregame guest. 2 on, 1 out. Alvarez looks at second. Here he comes outside. 2-0. Ramirez last year hit .306 with the Cubs and hit 26 home runs. He drove in 93. Solid hitter, good cleanup man. He takes a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Good fastball at the knees from Alvarez. Brewers signed Ramirez through the 2014 season. Last year won his first career Silver Slugger Award with those glowing numbers we just talked about in 149 games. Aramis Ramirez. The runners lead. Alvarez is low. Missed with that sinker. 3 balls and 1 strike. Henderson's last start was at home. Just missed by 1 pitch of going 7 innings, allowing just 3 earned runs. He gave up 4. on an 0-2 pitch slider. A home run by Jonathan Solano. Nationals won it 4-2. Alvarez misses outside, ball 4. The bases are loaded for Corey Hart. Pierre and Sebia to the mound. Bruce Walton up on the top step of the Blue Jays third base dugout, arms draped over the railing, anxious look on his face.
Corey Hart.
The Blue Jays won, the Brewers nothing, but the Brewers in this bottom of the first inning have the bases loaded, 1 out. Hart hitting .251. Leads the Brewers in doubles with 18. He's hit 14 home runs and driven in 31. Alvarez works from the stretch. Cuts it loose. Outside, ball 1. Well, Mike, a tough situation for Alvarez here right in the first inning.
And he's gotten himself into it with that walk, the last one. He's thrown more balls than strikes so far tonight, which is very unlike Henderson.
He's back 1-0. The pitch sliced to right down the line, but foul as it ricochets off the railing and kicks out into right field. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hart playing at first base here tonight. Been predominantly a right fielder, but has played 16 games at first base this year. In fact, prior to this year's only start was back in 2006. Now he's at the plate here, spread stance. Right-hander against right-hander. 1-1 offering. Hit to right field shallow. Coming on Bautista. Morgan at third, tags. Here's Bautista's catch. Morgan bluffs the throw to the plate on 1 bounce. And it's just as well. Morgan held his line there as third base coach Ed Cedar put up the stop sign. 2 down.
I really thought we were going to see a play at the plate there. Nigel Morgan is one of the fastest base runners in the game. Top 5 probably in all of Major League Baseball, and that would have been some kind of best against best. But the ball just not deep enough for Morgan to even think about it.
Batting now, Ricky Weeks. Brett Laurie, a leadoff home run to start the game. Blue Jays left a Colby Rasmus single on after that. Now in the bottom of the first inning, still leading 1-0. Here's Weeks, a right-handed hitter. Bases loaded, 2 down. A lot of speed on the base paths. Weeks comes up here hitting just .177. Very slow start for him. Last year was a first-time All-Star. He waits the pitch, and it's in there at the knees for a strike. Good off-speed pitch. Last year, Ricky Weeks hit 20 home runs and drove in 49. Alvarez trying to come out of this inning unscored upon. Morgan at third, Braun at second, Ramirez at first. They take their leads. Weeks takes it outside. A fastball at 94. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pale blue skies overhead. Miller Park wide open here. Beautiful, as we said, retractable dome facility. The stretch. Here's the 1-1 offering. It's high, 2-1. Advantage now for Weeks, even with that 177 average. Alvarez in his last start struck out 3, did not walk a man over 7 innings. He's walked 1 here tonight, and he's behind on Weeks, 2-1. Glove at the waist. Look at third. The delivery hit on the ground to first, foul. It just goes past the bag in the coaching box, and Coach Garth Ordge, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another big house here tonight. The Brewers have been averaging over 35,000 a game, and on the road they played before over 32,000. So a nice carryover from the playoff team last year that fell just shy, losing the National League Championship Series to the Cardinals, the eventual World Series winners. Blue Jays lead at 1-0, but the Brewers bases loaded, first inning, 2 outs. Alvarez 2-2 pitch to Ricky Weeks is low and inside, ball 3, and now the runners will be going with a full count. Blue Jays come in here, they've won 3 in a row. The Brewers are coming off a road trip where they went 2-4 and 4 times lost in their last at-bat. 3 times to Kansas City. Stretch, runners lead. There they go. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball over the mound towards second base, through into center field, a base hit. 2-run score. The throw to third, the tag out at third base is Ramirez on a 2-run single. The run scored before the out at third recorded. Rasmus Telluri to end the inning. But the Brewers, with that last swing, take a 2-1 lead. End of 1. So settle in. Great to have you with us here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We go to the second. It's the Brewers 2, the Blue Jays 1. Brought to you by Home Hardware. This is the Blue Jays Radio Network.
Want to watch a game live?
This inning is brought to you by 5-Hour Energy. Second inning here in Milwaukee. The Brewers with a 2-1 lead now. And the left-hander Randy Wolf in with the first pitch strike to Rajai Davis. J. Pierre and Seabee on deck to the left of home plate, and then Omar Vizquel, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in this lineup. And the 9th hitter, of course, batting for himself, pitcher Henderson Alvarez. Rajai lines a base hit to right field, got an off-speed pitch, kept his hands back, and a sharp base hit to open up the second.
Excellent job by Rajai there. That was a 66-mile-an-hour curveball from Randy Wolf. Rajai recognized it, waited, and just poked it into right field. And now he's going to be trouble for the Brewers.
About now, J. Pierre and Seabee. Davis at first base, 16 stolen bases. He'd been caught just 3 times. Jason Kipnis with Cleveland, the American League leader, with 17. Davis is tied for second with rookie Mike Trout out with the Angels. Throw to first base, thinking that Wolf, seeing that Davis might be thinking of stolen base number 17, throws over. Rajai back in, standing up. Aaron Seabee hitting just .218. Got a tough month of June, hitting just .140 this month. 6 for 43. Another throw to first, scampering back in, standing up again is Davis. First base coach Torey Lovullo steps forward to say something to Rajai. Brian Butterfield coaching at third. 2-1 Brewers. A 2-out bases loaded 2-run single to center by Ricky Weeks to cap the first. Fastball is outside, 1-0. Aaron Seabee looks down at Butterfield with signs across that gray shirt. Wolf gave up a home run. The leadoff man, Brett Lawrie, Colby Rasmus single, and then Wolf retired the next 3 hitters. Changeup hit to left field. Back to get it, Ryan Braun. He's got a lot of room. Davis is tagging. There's the catch. Rajai on his way to second. The throw there on a bounce, and that drives Rajai back to first. So 1 down.
Number 17, the second baseman, Omar Vizquel.
The Brewers yesterday lost in 15 innings to the Minnesota Twins. That was at Target Field in the Twin Cities. Denard Span's 2-out run-scoring single off Juan Perez won that game. It went 4 hours and 50 minutes and included a 42-minute rain delay in the 12th inning. But the Brewers certainly don't look too exhausted here tonight with that big 2-run single with 2 outs and the bases loaded in the bottom of the first inning. The key there, 2 of them, Henderson Alvarez with a walk to load the bases, and then the count, 3-2, allowing the runners to go on the hit. Omar batting right-handed, the switch hitter, 45 years old, takes a strike on the outside corner. Omar in his career against Wolf, 5 for 14, a .357 hitter. Kelly Johnson, left-handed hitter, gets the night off as a starter. Davis the lead at first, and he's going back to first as the pitch comes to the plate in the dirt. Nice stop by George Kataris. The count 1-1.
And Davis has a chat with first base coach Torey Lovullo right now. He has not figured out Randy Wolf's move quite yet.
Rajai gets a huge lead at first base, held on by Corey Hart. Wolf looks right at him and has to throw over with that kind of a lead. The tag, and almost in time there to tag out Rajai. Rajai again did not dive back. He was tagged on the hip as he just got his foot on the bag. Rajai a little slow getting back, and that was pretty close. Palms down for the umpire, Alan Porter. Omar fouls the pitch off to the left-hand side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Brewers come in here 30-36. They're in fourth place, a distant 8.5 games behind the Cincinnati Reds. Rajay the lead. Wolf set. Pitch on the way. Nub foul again up along third. Still 1-2. One of the reasons the Brewers have had some issues at home, they're just 16-17 even drawing, better than 35,000 a game. On the road, just 14-19. We said they're coming off a 2-4 road trip. They're just 5-5 over the last 10 games. The Reds have a 4-game lead on Pittsburgh, 5 up on the Cardinals. Rajay gets the lead and draws the throw over at first base. Omar, 2,850 hits, 43rd all-time in Major League history, easing by Brooks Robinson a couple of weeks ago. Davis again, big lead, now has to dive back in as Wolf throws over. The infield looking for a double play ground ball. Now on deck is pitcher Henderson Alvarez, swinging about easily there near the Blue Jays third base dugout. Vizquel crowds the plate. The stretch. There goes Rajay. The pitch is low. The throw is there. The tag by the shortstop. Makes the net, and out at second base is Davis. Caught for just the fourth time. Great throw by catcher George Kataris. The pride of Milliken Mills High School in Markham. Born in Toronto, a Scarborough General, and he put that throw right in front of the bag for Masonette to come over and get it from short. 2-2 pitch to Omar, slapped to right center field, a base hit, scooped up on the grass by Niger Morgan, and Omar gets the base hit. It comes with 2 down and brings up Henderson Alvarez.
Saw the replay of that stolen base, and you never see Rajay Davis argue a call. The ball beat him by a ton, but as Rajay popped up at second base, he said to second base umpire Kerwin Danley he missed the tag.
Alvarez, a good cut, fouls one back to the screen, strike one.
And on the replay, it looked like he did miss the tag, and Rajay got in there with that big oven mitt on his left hand, but he's called out.
The Brewers lead it 2-1. We're in the Blue Jays second inning. Brett Laurie, leadoff home run. At this point, that's it. Alvarez swings over the pitch. Off speed at 70 miles an hour. They count 0-2. Omar at first base with 2 outs here in the second. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And tagging Alvarez now is the catcher Kataris. The inning is over on that strikeout. No runs, 2 hits, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second inning. The Brewers 2, the Blue Jays 1. Brought to you by Home Hardware. This is the Blue Jays Radio Network.
.ca. The Power Workers Union. The people who help keep the lights on. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the...
The Home Hardware On Deck Circle is brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer of the Toronto Blue Jays. Homeowners helping homeowners. Up from that circle, George Kataris, left-handed hitting Brewers catcher. Edwin Masonette and pitcher Randy Wolf will round it out here in the second inning. 2-1 Brewers. Ricky Weeks with a bases loaded 2-out 2-run single to center. Back in the first inning, offset Brett Laurie's leadoff home run. Alvarez misses ball 1 to Kataris. George swings and misses to a fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kataris hitting .222. He's hit 3 home runs, 10 RBIs, our pregame guest. And talking about hitting for the cycle last September against the Astros. What a throw for him. Hits one foul, third base side, back out of play. And whenever a catcher hits for the triple and the cycle, you know you've done something special, Mike.
Yeah, no question about it. It is great to see those catchers legging out those triples. Jose Molina did it back at Fenway Park to get his cycle, too.
1-2 pitch. Hit the left field pretty deep. Back to get it. Rajay Davis still sprinting, still running. Reaches out and makes a beautiful backhanded catch on the track. And then puts both hands up on the left field fence. Ball in glove. What a play by Rajay Davis.
Eighth batter, number 29, the shortstop, Edwin Masonette.
Well, Mike, what else is up on that Home Hardware Sportsnet out-of-town scoreboard?
It's a light night tonight. Not too many teams in action on this Monday, but a few games going. The Yankees lead the Braves 3-2 in the top of the 6th.
Edwin Masonette, right-handed hitting shortstop, takes ball 1.
Yankees didn't get a hit until the 5th inning. Then they got a few. Russ Martin had a ground rule double to drive in a run. Derek Jeter had a 2-run single.
Brewers lead it 2-1 here. Out hit 4-3. We're in the 2nd inning. Masonette takes a strike, 1-1.
The Mets lead the Orioles 4-0. They are in the 7th inning stretch right now at Citi Field. Ike Davis with a grand slam, his 7th of the season. And R.A. Dickey, the start after a one-hitter, is pitching a one-hitter.
Masonette hitting just .212 over 28 games. Swings and misses on a nice changeup down and away. A ball and 2 strikes.
It is a slugfest in Cleveland. The Reds and the Indians are tied 7-7 in the bottom of the 5th. Shin-Soo Choo, Lonnie Chisenhall, and Casey Kochman have all gone deep for the Tribe.
1-2 pitch. Hit the left center field. That's hit a ton. Long run. Rajay Davis again. He looks up. It's over his head off the wall. Base hit. Rajay throws it back to the infield. But in at second with a stand-up double is Masonette. Another hard hit ball off Henderson Alvarez. Masonette with his first double of the year.
The pitcher, Randy Wolf.
Batter now is pitcher Randy Wolf, left-handed hitter, as he is a left-hander on the mound. Sometimes you see a left-handed pitcher bat right-handed, but here it's left for Wolf. Each club with 4 hits, but the Brewers with an early 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Beautiful night in Milwaukee. It was hot and humid today, and at game time, 90 degrees, 32 degrees Celsius. Pitch is lined to short off the glove of a diving Yunel Escobar. Base hit. Rasmus picks it up. There's no throw. To third base goes Masonette, and Randy Wolf has a base hit up the middle on a shot just beyond the outstretched dive and glove of Yunel Escobar at short going up the middle.
Norichka Aoki.
For Wolf, his 3rd hit. He came up 2 for 20 this year. Batter now, Norichka Aoki. He tried to bunt his way on in the 1st inning. Took the ball up along first. Alvarez fielded it and threw him out. Henderson now with runners at the corners. Showing bunt is Aoki. The runners hold. The pitch is outside and high, ball 1. Now you go back to Rajay Davis. Great catch to start this inning off Qatar. So the Brewers might already have another run to add to that 2-1 edge. Aoki looks down at third base coach Ed Cedar. Cedar in conversation with the runner at third, Masonette. At first, pitcher Randy Wolf. The stretch. Showing bunt. Aoki bunts to the mound, fielded by Alvarez, but the ball goes under his glove, and a run in to score on a squeeze bunt. Up to second base goes Wolf, and the Brewers go out in front 3-1. Alvarez reached down for that ball with his gloved hand, but never got the glove on the ball, and it rolled right past his glove, and Aoki reaches. That was a safety squeeze bunt. Waiting to see what was going to happen was Masonette. Once the ball got down onto the ground, he broke for the plate. Alvarez had time if he would have just fielded it with a little bit more fundamentals, the gloved hand on the ball, and could have made a toss to the plate, but he elected a gamble and he lost.
It looked as though Henderson was trying to make a glove flip to the plate. He had more time than he thought, and he tried to scoop the ball out of the dirt to J.P. Arancibia, and he just completely missed it. Edwin Encarnacion was right behind him to scoop it up, but had no play. And Henderson has been such a tremendous defender, but that time he rushed that play and it cost him.
The batter now, Niger Morgan, with 1 out in the 1st inning after Brett Laurie had started the game with a leadoff home run, his 6th. Morgan singled. Ryan Braun singled behind him. Alvarez walked to Ramos, Ramirez, and Ricky Weeks with a 2-out, 2-run single to center for the lead. Now the Brewers add one more here in the second on what has scored a bunt hit for Aoki. That means an RBI as well, and it's 3-1 as Morgan takes ball one. Now Niger can bunt as well. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Morgan looks it over, a strike, and it's 1-1.
Rest of that Home Hardware Sportsnet out of town scoreboard for you. We've got Houston leading Kansas City 2-1. That's in the bottom of the second. Brian Bixler has his first home run of the season.
Morgan awaits the delivery, takes it outside.
The Cubs leading the White Sox 2-0. That game is in the bottom of the third inning. Brian LaHare, a guy who's going to be talked about quite a bit at the trade deadline, has his 13th home run. It's a 2-run shot.
Morgan hitting .234. Alvarez the stretch. He misses outside with that sinker. 3 balls and 1 strike. Manager John Farrell was saying after Alvarez's last start that he thought he might move him from the first base side of the rubber to the third base side of the rubber. He has done that to try to get a little bit more consistency with the command of his sinker. But here tonight, 36 pitches, only 20 strikes, 16 balls. He's back 3-1. He's in there with a strike on the outside corner. Good fastball at 93, and it's full 3-2. On deck, Ryan Braun. His single ran his hitting streak to 13 games and 23 straight games against the American League teams in interleague play. Wolf, the pitcher, at second. Norichka Aoki at first. The pitch hit hard and foul past a skipping first base coach, Garth Orge. And 2 strikes on Niger Morgan. Alvarez reads Aaron Sebia. Infield looking for a ground ball to try and turn 2, come out of the inning. Pitch on the way. It is low, ball 4, and Alvarez walks his second here tonight. The bases are loaded for Ryan Braun. See Alvarez walk people. The last time he walked 2 in a game, let alone in just 2 innings here tonight, was back May 20th at home against the Mets, when over 5 innings he walked 2. His season high 3 walks. He's done that twice at Minnesota and against the Mariners at the Rogers Center. In the first inning, a walk set up the bases loaded 2-out, 2-run single to center by Ricky Weeks, and now here walk loads the bases in the second for Braun. 1 out. Braun fouls one back to the top of the screen with a good cut. Braun last year hit .332, hit 33 home runs, drove in 111, and stole 33 bases. The National League most valuable player. Third player in Brewers history to win the MVP award. Raleigh Fingers in 81, the great Robin Yount twice in 82 and 89. Strike 1 pitch, chased and missed. Good slider down and away. No balls and 2 strikes. Big moment here in the game for Alvarez already with Braun up and the bases loaded. The Brewers already had 3-1. Braun, 19 home runs this season. That leaves the Brewers, along with his 47 runs batted in, having a big year again. Strike 2 pitch to him. Pull on the ground to third. Diving stop by Brett Lawrie. Dive for third. Did he get him? Yes, on a force out. Coming in to score from third base, pitcher Randy Wolf. The Brewers go out in front 4-1. And Lawrie saved a run. Got an out, and Ron Renneke will come out to pick up the argument there. Boy, Aoki was just out as Lawrie had only 1 play to get an out, and that was to third, and dove headlong for the bag. First of all, the stop was brilliant to take away maybe a 2 RBI base hit, and then diving for the feet of Aoki. He got him, in the opinion of the third base ump, Paul Nauert. And Laurie again comes up big defensively to go along with his home run here tonight.
Number 16, Aramis
Just got
Ramirez.
him on that front left leg.
And a smart play by Laurie, too, because when he came up with the ball on the dive, he had taken the ball out of his glove to get ready to throw it somewhere, and he made sure to put it back in on that dive into the feet of Aoki.
That's an RBI for Braun. Here's Aramis Ramirez. He takes inside ball one. So score that a force out. Wolf comes in to score. So the pitcher now gets the luxury of getting off the field in the Brewers' first base dugout to regather for the top of the third. Laurie retires Aoki unassisted at third base. Morgan's at second. Braun at first. Alvarez misses outside. 2-0.
You see so many times that a fielder will dive for and tag a guy with the glove that doesn't have the ball in it. And Laurie made sure to get that ball back in that glove, and it turned out to be huge on that play.
Alvarez at 43 pitches already in just an inning and 2/3. 24 strikes, 19 balls. He checks his runner at second. Comes in 2-0, and the ball sliced up the gap into right center field. That's a base hit and goes all the way to the wall. Morgan scores. Braun around third. He's getting the wave home. Escobar's relay to the plate to slide. Not in time. The ball then dropped by Aaron Sebia. A 2-run double for Ramirez, and it's 6-1 Milwaukee.
Baseman Corey Hart.
For Ramirez, RBIs 36 and 7. That is his club high 19th double. He and Corey Hart had come in tied to the club lead at 18, and here is Hart. 2 out still. The pitch hit into center field. Waiting for it, Colby Rasmus looks up into that fading blue sky, makes the catch. The inning is over, but the Brewers score 4 more. And at the end of 2, with Mike Wilner up for the third and fourth, my partner Alan Ashby just to our left calling the game on television with Pat Tabler. It's the Blue Jays trailing the Brewers now 6-1. Brought to you by Home Hardware. This is the Blue Jays Radio Network.
Scores.
We are live from the BlackBerry broadcast booth, and Brett Laurie is at it again. First pitch from Randy Wolf, ripped on a hop off the wall in left field. A leadoff double for Brett Laurie, as he has seen 3 pitches so far tonight against the team that drafted him and traded him to the Blue Jays. And he has made no mistakes. That's another name into the draw for a Brett Laurie autographed jersey. A Spitz double. Spitz, give it a crack. Stay tuned at the end of the game for all of today's entrants. Laurie's double leads off this third inning. He led off the ball game with a home run to center field on the second pitch. The Blue Jays had a 1-0 lead. They now trail it 6-1, and Colby Rasmus stands in. Here in the top of the third inning, he takes the first pitch from Randy Wolf outside for a ball. 1-0. Mike Wilner here with Jerry Howarth as Alan Ashby working the TV side for one more series. Tom Young is with us along with Dan Riccio back at our flagship station, Sportsnet 590 The Fan. The 1-0 to Colby, low and away. Ball 2, 2-0. First of 3 here in Milwaukee. They'll be at it tomorrow night. And tomorrow night is TBA versus TBA right now. Rasmus takes another pitch outside. Ball 3. If you go back a week, it was supposed to be Sean Markham against Kyle Drabek. But Drabek is going to be busy having Tommy John surgery tomorrow for the second time in his career. Rasmus taking all the way, takes a strike, 3-1. And Markham, former Blue Jay, has been scratched from the start with right elbow tightness. So we don't know who's going to be starting for either side right now. We do know it's a 6-1 Milwaukee lead, and the 3-1 pitch to Rasmus taken for a strike, same place. 89 on the heat from Randy Wolf. And the count runs full. Henderson Alvarez has been getting smacked all over the field here in his first look at Miller Park. Full count pitch to Rasmus is just high, ball 4. Colby takes the walk, and the Blue Jays have 2 on with nobody out for Jose Bautista.
Number 19, the right fielder, Jose Bautista.
Well, hopefully Sean's okay. He's already undergone Tommy John surgery in his career. Mike, as a Blue Jay.
Yeah, we remember that well. And the thing I remember the most is talking to Markham after the diagnosis. He did the media scrum, and he was tearing up. Big curveball the Jose Bautista has taken on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1, 68 on the gun on that one from Wolf. And Markham was tearing up because he was talking about how much he was going to miss his teammates over the year of rehab. Now George Kataris is going to go out and talk to Wolf, the diminutive veteran left-hander on the mound for Milwaukee. Give us a chance to let you know about Canada Day coming up Sunday, July 1st. The Blue Jays and the Angels will go at it at Rogers Center at 1:07 p.m. Come down early and enjoy the big pregame street festival outside Gate 10 with live music and lots of fun games. Come celebrate Canada's birthday. Give it a call to get your tickets at 416-341-1234. Bautista takes a strike at the knees. 0-2. Does not like the call from Doug Eddings, but walks away. Doesn't say a word. Other ways to get those tickets, by the way, go to BlueJays.com or most Rogers Plus locations. Blue Jays at first and second. Nobody out in the top of the third. It's 6-1 Milwaukee, and Bautista's in an 0-2 hole. The pitch bounces in, blocked by Kataris, and Bautista got hit. Wow, an 0-2 pitch in the dirt must have hit Jose Bautista on the foot. He's at first, and the Blue Jays have the bases loaded. We'll look at the replay now, and yeah, that's exactly what happened. It hit Bautista on the back foot. So a free base for the Blue Jays, and Bautista gets out of that 0-2 hole the easy way, and here come the Blue Jays. Edwin Encarnacion at the plate. First pitch from Wolf is taken for a high strike, at or maybe even above the belt. 0-1. Blue Jays are down by 5, 6-1 to the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers with 6 runs on 7 hits off of Henderson Alvarez over the course of the first 2 innings. We're in the top of the third. And one big swing gets him right back in. And Edwin swings and hits it on the ground to third. That's going to be trouble. Ramirez to second. 1. Weeks to first, double play. 5-4-3 as Brett Lawrie scores. No RBI for Edwin Encarnacion. Rasmus to third, and the Blue Jays now down 6-2. And for Edwin, this struggle continues. He is 3 for his last 23 with that double play grounder. Here's Yunel Escobar. 0 for 1, grounded out to third to end the first inning. Now he's got Rasmus at third, and he takes the first pitch low for a ball. 0-1. Blue Jays get 1 back, chipping away here. Lots of time to get back in this game, but they've got to stop the Brewers. The 1-0 pitch to Escobar is outside and low, ball 2. Rajay Davis on deck. And Randy Wolf's slow curveball was no match for him last inning. Escobar stands in and swings and hits a fly ball to center field, not deep. Nigel Morgan back into his right. He's under it. He's got it. And the inning is over. So a very promising inning for the Blue Jays goes a glimmering. They managed to get the 1 run, but they had the bases loaded and nobody out. We go to the bottom of the third. The Brewers 6-2 over Toronto. This is Home Hardware, Blue Jays baseball on the Blue Jays Radio Network.
The Blackberry.
Thanks for listening and enjoy the game.
Get more more Blue Jays content online at sportsnet590.ca. You're listening to Toronto Blue Jays baseball on the Blue Jays Radio Network.
Bottom of the third inning here at Miller Park in Milwaukee, and the Blue Jays trailing the Brewers 6-2. Henderson Alvarez on the hill has struggled to this point. Now Ricky Weeks will lead things off and swings and fouls the first pitch into the screen. 0-1. 92 on the heat from Henderson. His 46th pitch of the night. That pitch count brought to you by 5 Hour Energy Shot. 0 sugar, 4 calories, small bottle, big results. It has been a struggle for Alvarez. Allowed 6 runs on 7 hits to this point. Now Weeks hits one foul into the seats. Right side into the third of 4 decks here at Miller Park, and bounces out, caught by a fan in the second deck. This is just a huge ballpark here, and absolutely beautiful in Milwaukee. Weeks stands in hitting 181, but a 314 on base. The 0-2 is just low for a ball. 1-2. George Kataris on deck. The 1-2 to Weeks. Swung on, hit on the ground to third. Laurie with a great play, throws on the run, and Weeks beats it out. Brett Laurie made a terrific play going to his right, nabbing that ball just before it got into foul territory, but he was going so hard into foul territory that he couldn't really get anything on the throw, and Weeks was able to beat it out easily. The Brewers have a leadoff single.
Henderson, Mike, having trouble getting that sinker. Only 2 ground ball outs here tonight. 1 a bunt, and then the great diving play by Laurie last inning.
Throw over to first to check on Weeks. Henderson has given up 3 ground ball hits among the 8. One of them a bunt single. Make that 4 ground ball hits, including the bunt single. Another throw to first by Weeks, or to Weeks, who's back safely to check on Weeks. Four ground ball singles and 4 hard line drives given up by Alvarez tonight. Now Doug Eddings, the home plate umpire, is letting somebody in the Brewers dugout have it. I don't know what they've got to complain about. Bottom of the third, they're up 6-2. Alvarez from the stretch. The pitch is low for a ball. Change up, 1-0. Blue Jays got this thing started the right way. Brett Laurie went deep on the second pitch of the game. First leadoff home run for the Blue Jays this season. But it's been pretty much all Brewers ever since. The 1-0 pitch is there for a strike. Fastball with a little something off of it at 90 miles an hour. Milwaukee has been a house of horrors for the Blue Jays. They have not beaten Milwaukee here in Wisconsin since interleague play began. They're 0-8. The pitch, swinging a line drive, base hit into right field. Bautista's there to get it, so Weeks will stop at second. And that is the 9th hit off of Henderson Alvarez so far tonight. He's only managed to record 6 outs.
Shortstop, number 29, Edwin Masonette.
Now Masonette comes up. We remember him, seeing him in plenty of spring trainings with the Houston Astros.
Well, now left-hander Aaron Laffey is going to start to get loose in right center field, as Alvarez, 52 pitches, only 31 strikes, 21 balls, and having trouble getting that best friend for a sinker ball pitcher, that ground ball double play.
He'll see if he can get one here. First pitch to Masonette, who's not bunting, taken for a strike. 0-1. And this is what John Farrell absolutely did not want, an early bullpen. start that doesn't last very long, with the identities of the next 2 games starting pitchers as yet unknown. Tomorrow's Kyle Drabeck's day. He'll be having Tommy John surgery instead. Wednesday is Drew Hutchison's day. Hutchison went for a second opinion on his elbow sprain, and we're still awaiting the results of that. The 0-1 to Maisonette. Half swing. Doug Eddings said, yes, you did. Strike 2, 0-2. Alvarez does not have a strikeout so far tonight. He has walked 2 and has allowed 9 hits. 6-2 Milwaukee leads. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. Alvarez takes a deep breath. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. A fastball at 91. And there's one away here in the 3rd.
Number 43, the pitcher, Randy Wolf.
Randy Wolf stands in 3 for 21 on the season, batting 143. The 3rd came in his last at bat, last inning, when he lined the ball just past the dive of Yunel Escobar into dead center field. Wolf looks to bunt and drops it down right to the mound. Alvarez will look at 3rd but take the out at 1st. That'll be a sacrifice 1-3 as Edwin Encarnacion stood his ground. And the runners move up to 2nd and 3rd.
Number 7, Norichka Aoki.
Norichka Aoki comes to the plate now with a chance to drive in a couple with a base hit. Not a ton of speed at 2nd in George Kataris. Ricky Weeks is at 3rd. Aoki is 1 for 2, and he takes the first pitch high for a ball, 1-0. Aoki has bunted in both plate appearances that he's had. On one of them, Alvarez made a spectacular play to get the out. The other one went under Henderson's glove as he tried to scoop it and throw it home for an RBI single. The 1-0 is low for a ball, 2-0. A slider from Alvarez. J.P. Arancibia does a nice job. Aaron Laffey continues to warm up in the Blue Jays bullpen. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. 2 out. Brewers have runners at 2nd and 3rd and enjoy a 6-2 lead over the Blue Jays. Here's the pitch. Taken for a strike, 2-1. 93 on the fastball from Henderson Alvarez. That his 59th pitch of the night. 20 pitches an inning is not a lovely average. Aoki bunts again up the first base line. Alvarez dives, throws to first, and the inning is over. Another great play by Henderson Alvarez, sliding to his left to pick the ball up, and from the seat of his pants throws to first to end the inning. But the Brewers strand a pair. They get 2 more hits, and we go to the 4th. It's Milwaukee 6, Toronto 2. Brought to you by Home Hardware. This is the Blue Jays Radio Network.
Spin Team on the Blue Jays Radio Network.
It is the top of the 4th here at Miller Park in Milwaukee. Rajai Davis takes a ball from Randy Wolf. The Blue Jays down 6-2 to the Brewers. Now Davis swings and hits a ground ball to short. Maisonette to his right. Good strong throw. Gets Rajai by half a step. And there's one away. Milwaukee 6 runs on 9 hits and no errors in 3 innings off of Henderson Alvarez. The Blue Jays 2 runs on 5 hits and no errors. 3 of those 5 hits by Brett Laurie and Colby Rasmus, who are a combined 3 for 3 with a single, double homer and a walk. The extra base hits both belonging to Laurie. J.P. Arancibia takes it upstairs for a ball, 1-0, or as he's known here at Miller Park, J.P. Arancibia. It is dusk in Wisconsin. Park lights are on. Pitch is up and away, ball 2. Arancibia ahead in the count, 2-0. Blue Jays have won 3 straight. They're 6-6 in interleague play this season. Big swing and a miss by Aaron Sebia on that Wolf fastball at 88. 2-1. The Brewers 3-6 in interleague play so far this year. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, and the bat goes flying back to the screen, where Omar Vizquel will dutifully pick it up. And as JP works on it a little, gives us a chance to take a look at the Home Hardware Sportsnet out-of-town scoreboard. The New York Yankees are gunning for their 10th straight win, and they lead the Milwaukee Brewers 5-2 in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Atlanta Braves, they lead 5-2. Derek Jeter has a couple of singles and 3 RBIs. The Mets have beaten the Orioles 5-0. Pitch to Aaron Sebia, swing and a miss. Randy Wolf jacks it up to 90 and strikes him out. Ike Davis with a grand slam for the Mets in that game, but more impressive is Robert Allen Dickey. The knuckleballer has thrown his 2nd straight one-hitter. This time he strikes out 13 against only 2 walks. First pitch from Wolf to Vizquel is taken for a strike. 0-1. 2 out, nobody on here in the top of the 4th. Big curveball bounces in. And it's a ball. 1-1. R.A. Dickey 11-1 with the win. Now Vizquel reaches out and pops one foul off the top of the screen. He's behind in the count, 1-2.
When was the last time a knuckleball pitcher started an all-star game?
You know what? I don't know. I don't know if it's ever happened, but it certainly appears as though it's going to this year. Whatever happened to R.A. Dickey at the top of Mount Kilimanjaro this winter sure worked. Here's the 1-2. Vizquel swings and misses. And that's a strikeout. 2 in the inning, 3 in the game. The Blue Jays go 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 4th with the Brewers on top, 6-2. Brought to you by Home Hardware. This is the Blue Jays Radio Network. This inning brought to you by WestJet, now flying 7 times daily to New York. Henderson Alvarez out there for a 4th inning of work. He has thrown 60 pitches in the first 3, and he trails the Brewers 6-2. Nyjer Morgan leads off, and it's a strike at the hollow of the knee. 0-1. Morgan 1 for 1 with a walk, has scored 2 of Milwaukee's 6 runs tonight. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It is low for a ball. 1-1. And Alvarez, as he lets go of that pitch, looks back at the pitching rubber. Sure, he's not feeling comfortable right now. Whether it's the mound or not is another story. The 1-1. Swung on, hit on the ground towards second. Vizquel, a nice grab, has to make it quick. Throws to first, and just in time. Nyjer Morgan leaned hard into first base and fell after he stepped on the bag. From his knees, he just stares up at first base umpire Alan Porter as if to say, how could you make that call?
Ryan, number 8, Ryan Braun.
We look at the replay. A nice play by Vizquel, and he got up and threw quickly after he balanced himself off his back foot. But on the replay, looks like Edwin might have made that scoop before Morgan got in. Maybe not. See a lot of that white ball on the second replay. So Nyjer Morgan has a case. Meanwhile, there's 1 out, and Ryan Braun's at the plate. Takes the first pitch for a strike. 0-1. The defending National League most valuable player. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's just inside. Ball 1, 1-1. Braun has singled, reached on a fielder's choice, has an RBI, has scored a couple of runs. Brewers lead 6-2 here with 1 out and nobody on in the bottom of the 4th. Braun steps out. And now he takes one low, 2-1.
You mentioned a pitch count, Mike. 60 over 3, an average of 20. Coming into the start here tonight, Henderson second in the American League, allowing only 14.5 pitches per inning.
That average climbing tonight, but this appears to be an outlier. The 2-1 half swing Braun went, according to home plate ump Doug Eddings. It is 2-2. First time I've ever been here to Miller Park. It is simply gorgeous. Huge and imposing and beautiful. The pitch to Braun hit on the ground to short. Yunel Escobar's got it. Throw to first. 2 down. Fans, enjoy the 2012 baseball season with At Bat 12 for your iPad, iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android device. Listening to live radio broadcasts and receive batter-by-batter information for every game, visit BlueJays.com for more details. Here's Aramis Ramirez, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. On the inside part of the plate, knee high, and if Alvarez can stay there, he'll be fine. He hasn't been able to do that tonight. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It is outside, still low though for a ball. 1-1. Ramirez had a big swing, second inning, 2-run double with 2 out. That changed a 4-1 game into a 6-1 game. Now he takes a slider high. 2-1. Ramirez hitting .256. Swings and hits it on the ground through the hole between short and third. That's a base hit. Aramis is 2 for 2. And the inning continues. No 1-2-3 frames yet tonight for Henderson Alvarez. Though his opposing number, Randy Wolf, only has 1. Corey Hart now comes to the plate, not accompanied by Corey Hart, because that would just be too perfect. I'm sure he's heard enough sunglasses at night jokes. First pitch to tonight's first baseman is taken for a strike. 0-1. Hart is 0 for 2. He is the only Brewer in the lineup, and it's only the 4th inning, not to have a hit tonight. A couple of flyouts, 1 to right, 1 to center. So Rajay Davis waiting his turn in left. Here's the 0-1 pitch, swung on, hit on the ground, into left field, base hit. Past the diving Yunel Escobar. And now the circuit is complete. Every Brewer has at least 1 hit tonight. And here comes Bruce Walton, going to talk to Henderson Alvarez. And here's where the National League-ness of this game comes into play. As we're in interleague play, pitchers batting. Henderson having a rough night and having a tough time here getting out of the 4th inning. But he is due to lead off the top of the 5th. And because of that, John Farrell wants to get him through this 4th inning. And will give him every opportunity to get out of the inning so that they can pinch hit for him leading off that 5th. As Aaron Laffey is back up and throwing again in the Blue Jays bullpen. Here's Ricky Weeks. He's 2 for 2 with a couple of ground ball singles. And he takes the first pitch for a strike. 0-1. Weeks with those 2 hits has the batting average all the way up to 184. So he has been due some BABIP payback, and he's got it tonight. 2 ground balls wind up being 2 base hits, and he's got 2 RBIs. There's the 0-1, swung on and popped up foul. That's going to get out of play. Just shy of the second deck. And Alvarez is ahead 0-2. It's the bottom of the 4th. Milwaukee's got 6 runs on 11 hits, and they lead the Blue Jays 6-2. Runners at first and second with 2 out. And an 0-2 count on Ricky Weeks. Alvarez to the belt. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It is low and outside. Dug out of the dirt beautifully by J.P. Arancibia. 1-2. On that Home Hardware out-of-town scoreboard, Jay Bruce has just gone deep for the Reds. They still trail the Indians 9-8 in a slugfest in the 7th. The 1-2 to Weeks. Low and again blocked by Arancibia, and got a little help as it bounced off him and then off the leg of Weeks. And it's 2-2. Henderson hasn't been able to get Weeks to chase. I'll see what happens with the count even. Aramis Ramirez takes his lead off second. Not a lot of speed there. Corey Hart can run at first. The 2-2 pitch swung on and lifted in the air. On the infield, Omar Vizquel is underneath it. He's got it, and the inning is over. So Henderson Alvarez strands a pair and emerges unscathed for the second straight inning. But he and the Blue Jays trail Milwaukee 6-2 as we go to the 5th with Jerry Howarth to call it for you. Brought to you by Home Hardware. This is the Blue Jays Radio Network.
We go to the top of the 5th inning. Mike McCoy pinch hitting for Henderson Alvarez on the first pitch. Grounds a base hit up the middle of the diamond. So McCoy reaches. The Brewers lead it 6-2.
Next batter, the third baseman, number 13, Brett Lawrie.
Mike, in just 5 games, 2 for 6, so he's added to that with his brief playing time. Now Brett Lawrie comes up. He has scored both Blue Jays runs. He led off the game with a home run to center field, his 6th, running his hitting streak to 8 games, then doubled and scored in the 3rd. First pitch to a misses, ball 1. Our game recaps this year brought to you by Super 8. Score $500 and 3 free nights with the Super 8 baseball sweepstakes. Visit Facebook.com/Super 8 for details. Left-handed starter Randy Wolf on the mound for the Brewers, enjoying the 4-run lead. Henderson Alvarez tonight goes just 4 innings, charged with all 6 runs on 11 base hits. All the runs earned. He struck out 1, walked 2. The throw to first base, McCoy is back. Henderson threw 79 pitches, so let's round it off to 80, 20 pitches an inning. He came in second in the American League, averaging 14.5 pitches per inning. Only Oakland's Bartolo Colon lower at 14.4. Lawrie takes a strike. 1-1 on Brett. Alvarez, as we said, in his last 6 starts coming into this one here tonight, 0-4 with an ERA of 5.5, and that's going to go up. Lawrie takes it inside, down around his right foot. 2 balls and 1. Baseball as Lawrie fouls one off third base side. Great to have you with us on the Home Hardware Blue Jays Radio Network, and very happy to have you with us on the internet wherever you happen to be. The Blue Jays have won 3 in a row. In June, the same mark as the Brewers, each team 7-8. And the Blue Jays on the road 15-17. They're 34-32 overall. The Brewers struggling. They're 30-36. 2-2 pitch to Lawrie's hit fouled on the right-hand side. That'll go up into the mezzanine. Be sure and stay tuned after our game for tonight's game-changing moment that's presented by Mike's Hard Lemonade. Change the game with Mike's. 6 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Brewers. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Blue Jays. We're in the top of the 5th. McCoy at first base, nobody out. Lawrie breaks the bat, grounds one to short. It rolls into the glove of the shortstop. Masonette go to second, one back to first, not in time. Lawrie beats the return throw from Ricky Weeks.
Nice takeout slide there by Mike McCoy at second base. The broken bat took a lot of the sting out of that ball. So McCoy was able to get to second. He's speedy enough anyway, but that helps Brett Lawrie beat it out.
That's the first out here in the 5th inning. Blue Jays down by 4. They bring up Colby Rasmus. Rasmus singled at center back in the first and then walked in the 3rd. Randy Wolf at this point has struck out 3. He's walked only 1. He hit a man. That was Jose Bautista on the right foot back in the third inning. We're in the top of the fifth. Colby fouls one to the left of the screen, right on top of it. Scoreboard that is massive, fourth biggest in the major leagues. It's nearly 6,000 square feet. Number of retired numbers, 3 on each side, as Rasmus takes outside. Jackie Robinson's 42 is upper left and right next to the great Robinson and his 42. 44 for Hank Aaron, who starred, of course, initially with the Milwaukee Braves, then later played with the Milwaukee Brewers. Number 34 for closer and Hall of Famer Raleigh Fingers. And then on the right side of that scoreboard, up on the center field cement area, number 19 for Robin Yount, 4 for Paul Molitor. Rasmus, a check swing grounder to the mound, fielded by Wolf, go to second, one, back to first base, not in time. Rasmus avoids being doubled up, 2 down.
Next batter, number 19, the right fielder, Jose Bautista.
Colby at first base after that check swing ground ball. Fielded well by Randy Wolf. Bautista up here. 6-2 Brewers, fifth inning. Jose has flied out and been hit by a pitch. Changeup, whacked the left field down the line. Foul ball. And the last number up there with the retired numbers, number 50. And above that name, Euchre, for the great Bob Euchre, down to our right in his 43rd year as a Brewers radio announcer. 50 years in baseball, Mike, and what a career he's had.
Really has been amazing in baseball and in everything else.
Strike one pitch. That one's popped up right center field. Niger Morgan goes over. It gives way to the right fielder. Noricha Aoki makes the catch, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left on. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Bob Euchre's Brewers lead the Blue Jays 6-2. Brought to you by Home Hardware. This is the Blue Jays Radio Network.
590 The Fan.
License 10349.
Northwood Mortgage.
How do they do that?
Blue Jays.
The Home Hardware On Deck Circle is brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer of the Toronto Blue Jays. Homeowners helping homeowners. 6-2 Milwaukee, bottom of the fifth inning. Lefty Aaron Laffey comes on. In a couple of games, no record, ERA 4.15. He gets left-handed hitting catcher George Kataris to start it off. Then Edwin Masonette, the shortstop, and then pitcher Randy Wolf. Aaron, as a Blue Jay, has worked just 4 1/3 innings. His first pitch is high, ball 1. He's allowed 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. Picking up Alvarez, whose record and line tonight, not good. 4 innings, gives up 6 runs, all earned on 11 hits. Through 80 pitches over his 4 innings. Strikeout 1, walk 2. Pitches high, 2-0. And just wasn't sharp. This game started with Brett Lawrie homering on the second pitch he saw in the first inning, his 6th to make it 1-0. Pitch fouled off third base side, back out of play, 2-1. In the bottom of the first inning with 1 out, Niger Morgan singled off Alvarez. So did Ryan Braun, running his hitting streak to 13 games. And then Alvarez walked Aramis Ramirez. Corey Hart flied out to shallow right, and there were 2 down with the bases loaded. Then Alvarez went 3-2 on hitter Ricky Weeks. 2-1 pitch, grounded to the right side. Gloved right at the bag by Encarnacion. He goes over, steps on the bag. 1 down. Kataris with that now 1 for 3 with a single to right. Here's Masonette.
Next batter, the shortstop, number 29, Edwin Masonette.
That count was big because Ricky Weeks, with his team down 1-0, bases loaded, 2 outs, 3-2 count. The runners were going. He grounded one up the middle into center field. That brought home 2 without a throw at the plate on the trail runner. And that gave Milwaukee a 2-1 lead, and they have not looked back. They scored 4 then in the second. Masonette, a right-handed hitter, takes outside ball 1. Masonette hitting in the 8th spot for Ron Rennick. He has a double and run scored, and he struck out. He takes a strike on the outside corner. Alvarez faced 8 men in that 4-run second inning. And the Brewers then saw the Blue Jays score in the third. Brett Laurie doubled and later scored with the bases loaded, nobody out, as Edwin hit into a double play. The pitch is high. That was also noteworthy. Blue Jays loaded the bases in the third to get back in the game, trailing 6-1. Laurie doubled, Rasmus walked, and Bautista was hit with an 0-2 pitch. Then Encarnacion hit into a third to second to first double play. That brought home a run. Yunel Escobar flied out, and the inning was over. Pitch popped up into shallow right field. The skies are darkening here in Milwaukee. Under Bautista, he makes the catch. 2 down. So, Mike, in looking back, that was a Blue Jays opportunity, and they just missed it.
You know, you love to have those opportunities, not just with a lot of runners on base, but with the meat of the order coming up. And the Blue Jays had that big opportunity in the third. They had Colby Rasmus at first with nobody out in the 3-4-5 coming up as well. But obviously that's not bases loaded and nobody out. And that was a chance to get right back into the game.
Left-hander Aaron Laffey to the left-handed hitting pitcher Randy Wolf. He takes a strike. Wolf contributed to that 4-run, 4-hit second. He singled to center and later scored. He also has a sacrifice bunt. That was his third hit this year. He grounds one to the left side. A diving stop at short from Escobar from the grass. A one-bounce throw. Got him with a beautiful play. The inning is over. Yunel Escobar sliding onto the grass in shallow left field to make a backhanded stab, and then whirled and threw it on a hop to first, where Edwin Encarnacion was up for the backhanded catch. Pretty play on both ends, and Laffey has a 1-2-3 inning as a result. We go to the sixth. 6 a big number. The Brewers have it, leading the Blue Jays 6-2. Brought to you by Home Hardware. This is the Blue Jays Radio Network. Live from the BlackBerry broadcast booth here at Miller Park in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's time now for the Expedia.ca home run inning. Anytime a Blue Jay hits a home run in this 6th inning, a lucky fan will win a $500 Expedia.ca voucher to book his or her next trip. So sign up now. You could win courtesy of Expedia.ca. 72 pitches through 5 innings for left-hander Randy Wolf. He enjoys a 6-2 Milwaukee lead. And in his top of the 6th inning, Encarnacion, Escobar, and Davis, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Edwin is flied out and hit into a double play with the bases loaded and nobody out in the 3rd inning. First pitch strike from Wolf. Brett Laurie has scored both Blue Jays runs, homered to start the game, doubled and scored in the 3rd. He was at 3rd with that bases loaded scenario when Edwin hit into a 3rd to 2nd to first double play. Pitch fouled off third base side down to Brian Butterfield. Oh, and 2 on Encarnacion. Fastball is high. Nice ratio for Wolf. 50 strikes, 26 balls. Reading catcher George Kataris. Pitch belted the left field, long high drive. Back for it, Ryan Braun. And there she goes into the second deck. Home run, Edwin Encarnacion. That's his 18th. And with that, the Brewers lead is cut to 6-3. A mammoth drive to left field. Got an off-speed pitch, and he whacked it.
And that is what you call majestic. Alan Ashby mentioned in the pregame that the sound of the ball on the bat is muffled here, and it really has been, so we didn't hear that crack of the bat. But I think that ball hit Bernie the Brewer's slide.
It was a terrific drive right up into that second deck in the outfield here at Miller Park. The pitch is in there for a strike to Yunel Escobar. Wolf was ready to slam his glove down into the ground. Pitch is outside. Well, congratulations, Phil Barrington from Richmond Hill. Thanks to Edwin's home run, you've just won a $500 Expedia.ca voucher to book your next trip. Yunel takes it outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. You could tell with the frustrated look on Wolf's face, he did not want to throw that pitch. He didn't commit to it and immediately looked back at his catcher, George Kataris, wishing that he could throw it again, but a different pitch. Unell hits a fly ball, but off the end of the bat. It also goes to left field. Braun is there to make the catch. And that's the first out here in the 6th inning.
Number 11, the left fielder, Rajay Davis.
So Unell comes within one of Bautista's club-high 19 home runs. And Unell, with his out here, gives way to Rajay Davis. Here's the right-handed hitter. He bunts, and he bunts it up along third. It's foul. Rolls foul. Bautista leads the club in RBIs with 47. Edwin right behind at 45. But here, what a difference 3 innings make. In the third, bases loaded, nobody out. Edwin hit into a third to second to first double play while a run scored. Escobar followed with a fly out to center. Wolf was out of the inning. Here, he gives up the home run to Edwin, but it leads off the inning. Rajay is 1 for 2 with a single to right. Then he tried to steal second, and Katars threw him out. Slow curve is low. Right-hander Robert Coelho starts to get loose in the Blue Jays bullpen in right center field. Davis with a full cut sends it flying foul to the mezzanine right-hand side. Snatched out of the air by a fan. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 6 runs, 11 hits for the Brewers. 3 runs, 7 hits for the Blue Jays. 6th inning. Wolf's pitch hit hard and foul. Look out, first base side. That goes flying into the crowd. One and 2 on Rajay. Wolf goes into his compact windup. Back he comes. The ball fouled off again over the screen right-hand side. On deck, J.P. Arancibia. Davis has done a nice job when he has started this year. 31 starts this year, hitting .283. It was 2 years ago with Oakland. Over 140 games, he hit .284, and that's the year he stole 50 bases, getting on that frequently. He waits a 1-2 pitch and takes it inside. Almost hit him in the shoulder. Rajay has 15 stolen bases in the 31 starts with that .283 average, so you can see how those numbers line up if he can continue that pace. His overall average is now up to .270. Wolf's pitch fouled off right side, and Davis has done a nice job again protecting that outside part of the plate, something that was difficult for him last year. Now a lot of his hits are going into right and right center. Or as they say in baseball parlance, good plate coverage. Rajay Davis here trying to work his way on against Randy Wolf. A run in, 1 out, nobody on in the 6th. Pitches a strike on the inside corner. Davis caught looking. Wolf just finds that edge, and Rajay will briefly argue with the plate umpire Doug Eddings and then walk back to the third base dugout. 2 down.
Next batter, the catcher, number 9, J.P. Arancibia.
J.P. Arancibia has flied out and struck out. In June, just 6 for 45, hitting below 140. In his 13 games, there's a swing and a miss, strike 1. Arancibia hitting .216. Swing and a foul. No balls and 2 strikes. Wolf into his motion. Back he comes. He's high. Last year, Arancibia hit .219, so here he is at .216. But over 129 games, hit 23 home runs and drove in 78. 9 home runs, 32 RBIs as we speak, but the average still not there for him. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The inning is over. JP, a couple of strikeouts with a fly out to left. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Edwin is homered here to lead off this 6th inning, but the Brewers lead at 6-3. Brought to you by Home Hardware. This is the Blue Jays Radio Network.
The AL.
Home half of the 6th inning, the Milwaukee Brewers lead at 6-3. Aaron Laffey on the relief in the 5th inning for Henderson Alvarez. Had a 1-2-3 inning. Here's Norichika Aoki, leadoff hitter for the Brewers. He's shown bunt 3 times here in 3 plate appearances. He takes a low ball 1. Alvarez twice threw him out trying to bunt up along first, and then he had a bunt single to drive in around under Alvarez's glove as he charged in the 2nd inning and couldn't make a play at the plate. Aoki fouls one off left-hand side into the crowd. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Aaron, just at 12 pitches, it was Henderson Alvarez who threw 80 pitches over 4 innings, giving up 6 runs on 11 base hits, all the runs earned. He walked 2 and struck out 1. Laffey's pitch sent to center field right at Colby Rasmus. He makes the catch. That pitch count on Alvarez and Laffey, for that matter, brought to you by 5-Hour Energy Shot. 0 sugar, 4 calories, small bottle, big results.
Morgan.
Interesting to note, yesterday the New York Yankees defeated the Washington Nationals 4-1. That gave the Yankees 9 straight wins, all against teams with a winning record. A Yankees franchise first in their history. Hard to believe, but true. There's a strike called to Niger Morgan. The last team with a similar 9-game winning streak against all teams with a winning record, the 2008 Blue Jays, when they won 10 straight against teams above 500. There's a swing and a miss. And tonight, with the Yankees 6-2 win at home against Atlanta, they have matched what the Blue Jays did, 10 straight wins against winning teams going back to that 2008 Blue Jays club. Swing and a miss. Down goes Morgan. A quick out here for Laffey. And with that 2 down. Isn't it something? The Yankees franchise history is so big over the years, and that's the first time they've done that. Now they've won 10 straight against winning teams.
And they've had great teams, it's true, for a lot of years, a lot of the time. The Yankees, a very tremendous franchise over the years. But you got to have a lot of luck to run that through. You have to have 3 straight series against winning teams. To sweep them all, I mean, that's a pretty serious achievement. John Farrell doing a double switch here. And we'll see how it works. It looks like Aaron Laffey and JP Arencibia are both leaving the game.
John Farrell pulls the double switch here in the National League game. We're in the 6th inning. The last out was made by catcher JP Arencibia. So put Robert Coelho in that spot. That means that in the 9th spot where Aaron Laffey was hitting, insert catcher Yan Gomes. So Gomes will hit 2nd in the 7th rather than Coelho. 6-3 Brewers here, bottom of the 6th inning, 2 outs, nobody on. And the first pitch swing by Ryan Braun against the right-hander Coelho. Braun is 1 for 3. He's run his hitting streak to 13 games. He's scored a couple of runs and driven in 1. Coelho's pitch, golf foul down the right-hand side. That will climb back into the crowd here tonight of 32,223. 3-2-2-2-3. Coelho in a couple of games as a Blue Jay, ERA 2.25. He's worked just 4 innings. He's in there with strike 3 called, a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and the inning is over. So Laffey and Coelho take care of the Brewers, but through 6, the Brewers have taken care of the Blue Jays. And with Mike Wilner coming up for Alan Ashby in the 7th inning, it's Milwaukee 6, the Blue Jays 3, brought to you by Home Hardware. This is the Blue Jays Radio Network.
On Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
It's the 7th inning here at Miller Park. This inning brought to you by Spitz, the official sunflower seed and salty snack of the Toronto Blue Jays. And Omar Vizquel spins out of the way of ball 1 from Randy Wolf. Brewers lead the Blue Jays 6-3. That pitch is up and away. Ball 2-0. Edwin Encarnacion achieved quite the feat last inning with his 18th home run of the year. As Vizquel takes a ball outside, 3-0. Edwin became just the second player in the 12-year history of Miller Park to hit Bernie the Brewer's slide with a home run. The 3-0 pitch is on the corner, looked inside. It's a strike, 3-1. Doug Eddings doesn't want Omar Vizquel heading to first quite yet. Encarnacion's home run measured at 463 feet. Hit that slide out in left field. There's a strike at the knees, and the count runs full. Brandon Phillips of the Cincinnati Reds, the only other one to hit it. The slide starts that fourth deck and winds up above the second deck. It's a mammoth shot. Full count pitch to Vizquel is lined into left field. That's a leadoff single for the 45-year-old. He's 2 for 3 tonight. That'll bring up the catcher, Jan Gomes, who's hitting in the 9th spot here in the National League Park.
The catcher, Jan Gomes.
Gomes came in last inning as part of a double switch with Robert Coelho, as Aaron Laffey and J.P. Arancibia were both taken out of the game at the same time. Arancibia was hitting in the 7th spot, Laffey in the 9th. So Gomes goes into the 9th spot and Coelho in the 7th, which is now 9th to bat heading into this inning, and that is how you execute a double switch. And the Blue Jays, with 3 catchers, able to mess around like that. First pitch to Gomes. Curveball taken for a strike, 0-1. Randy Wolf's 99th pitch of the night is a 70-mile-an-hour curveball. He's thrown 2 strikes for every ball this evening, and the Brewers lead the Blue Jays 6-3 in the 7th. That ball bounces up for a ball, 1-1. Tried the curveball again, this time at 68. There's a righty up in the Brewers bullpen. Looks like Cameron Lowe. The 1-1 pitch is lined but foul, in and out of the first row of seats down the left field side. And Wolf is ahead in the count, 1-2. Jan Gomes comes to the plate here, hitting .216 with a .766 OPS. He's got 3 home runs in 37 at-bats and 8 runs batted in. Wolf to the belt. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. Strikeout number 6 for Randy Wolf tonight. Here at Miller Park, they put the strikeouts up in blue lights in right field on the facing of the 3rd deck. And that is going to be it for Randy Wolf. Ron Renneke making the slow walk out of the Brewers dugout. With Randy Wolf due up 6th in the 7th inning, there's no need for a double switch. But all the Brewers infielders will come in as Renneke has a chat with Randy Wolf. Good ball game, he says, and he takes the ball, motions to the bullpen, and in will come the right-hander Kevin Lowe, and Randy Wolf gets a rousing hand from the Brewers faithful. 32,223 here at Miller Park. Laurie 2 for 3 with a double, a homer, and a ground ball that wound up being a fielder's choice. Blue Jays down 6-3 with a runner at first and 1 out. Big tall righty Cam Lowe, first pitch from broken back grounder to short, up with it Maisonette to second, 1 weeks to first, not in time. So for the second straight at bat, Brett Laurie breaks his bat and hits a double play ball, but beats it out. Vizquel out at second, and there are 2 away for Colby Rasmus. Cameron Lowe, former Texas Ranger, is an imposing figure on the mound, to say the least. He is 6'8", 245 pounds, from Simi Valley, California. And now the Brewers put the shift on with Colby Rasmus at the plate. And he takes the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. 3 Brewers to the right of second base, with Aramis Ramirez, the lone defender, on the left side, and a huge hole if Rasmus wants to shoot through it. Colby's 1 for 2, singled and walked, grounded into a fielder's choice. And the 0-1 Laurie goes. No throw. Brett had that one stolen 6 ways to Sunday, right off of Cameron Lowe, who just completely lost track of him. 9 stolen bases for Brett Laurie. He's been caught 8 times. No point in George Kataras trying to throw that. And now Brett is in scoring position for Colby Rasmus. Here in the top of the 7th, Blue Jays down 6-3. The 1-1 pitch. Low for a ball, 2-1. Fans, Blue Jays' next homestand at Rogers Center is a week-long effort. 8 days, actually. A pair of 4-game series. 4 with the Angels, June 28th to July 1st. And then the Kansas City Royals come in for 4, July 2nd to 5th. Get your tickets at 416-341-1234. Visit BlueJays.com or go to most Rogers Plus locations. Rasmus takes that pitch inside corner for a strike. 2-2. Milwaukee jumped out to a 6-1 lead in the second inning of this game off a shaky Henderson Alvarez, who lasted just 4 innings. But the Blue Jays have chipped back, a run in the 3rd. And another one in the 6th when Edwin hit the slide in left field. Now it's the 7th, and Rasmus takes a ball outside, 3-2. News from the Home Hardware Sportsnet out-of-town scoreboard. Evan Longoria, rehabbing his injured hamstring, had to come out of tonight's game in the 3rd inning with soreness in the hamstring, and that rehab stint has been suspended indefinitely. 3-2 to Colby. Half swing, it's low. Did he go? No. Ball 4. Rasmus draws the walk, and the Blue Jays bring the tying run to the plate, and it's Jose Bautista.
Nice check swing there, Mike, by Colby Rasmus. That was a tough pitcher's nasty out pitch.
It was, and it was difficult to hold back, but Colby managed to. And now he brings Jose Bautista to the plate, and one big swing ties us up. Jose's 0 for 2, been hit by a pitch, takes first pitch outside. A ball, 1-0. Right-handed batters hitting just .210 off of Cameron Lowe. He's allowed 1 home run in 63 at-bats. Jose hitting .333 with the bases loaded. But they're not now, and they're not for long, because Jose just hit a towering drive into the second deck in left field. We are tied. 3-run home run for Jose Bautista, number 20 on the season. It's 6-6 in the top of the 7th. Jose just unloading on Cameron Lowe, and the Blue Jays, who are down 6-1 in the second inning, have come all the way back to tie it up.
2 mammoth home runs out there. Edwin first, and now Jose.
And now Edwin going to see if he can do it again. He takes the first pitch low from Lowe. Ball 1-0. Smiles abounding in the Blue Jays dugout. Jose Bautista, with his 20th of the season, now has 50 RBIs. The 1-0 to Edwin is low again. Ball 2-0. Bautista with a majestic drive into the second deck. Edwin with a towering shot his last time up to hit Bernie the Brewer's slide in deep left field. The 2-0 to him takes a strike, 2-1. And Cameron Lowe just got lit up. That's a blown save for the Brewers righty. The 8th against the Blue Jays this year. The 2-1 pitch is ripped, and a nice leaping grab by Edwin Maisonette at shortstop. Steals a base hit from Edwin Encarnacion, but the damage is done. With one swing, Jose Bautista ties this thing up. It is 6-6 as we go to the 7th inning stretch at Miller Park. Brought to you by Home Hardware. This is the Blue Jays Radio Network.
All year long. Learn more at abetterenergyplan.ca. The Power Workers Union. The people who help keep the lights on. Thanks for listening and enjoy the game.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
We got a brand new ball game here at Miller Park in Milwaukee. 6-6 tie in the bottom of the 7th. And Robert Coelho will face Aramis Ramirez. First pitch is low for a ball, 1-0. Fastball from Coelho that just missed at 91 miles an hour. Coelho came on in the 6th to strike out Ryan Braun in the inning. Now a swing and a foul back from Ramirez, 1-1. The Blue Jays trailed this game 6-1 after 2 innings. Henderson Alvarez was gone after 4, having allowed 6 runs on 11 hits. But they scratched back big time. And now Ramirez hits a fly ball deep left field. It is just foul down the line. Plenty of distance to put the Brewers back on top, but just foul. And it's 1-2. This inning is brought to you by your Honda dealers, and a reminder, the Blue Jays talk is coming up after the game with yours truly. We will be thrilled to Blue Jays talk it up with you and hope we're talking about a 4th straight win for the Blue Jays. And I think Aramis Ramirez wants replay here. Ron Renicky has gone out to talk to home plate umpire Doug Eddings, and now Eddings is going to Paul Nauert. And the umpires have to decide for themselves whether they want to take a second look. They can't be forced to do so by the managers. There's a fan sitting down the left field line that says it was a home run. Nauert was kneeling down the third baseline looking out to left field and called that ball foul. And we look at the replay right now, and we see that ball twisting foul as it gets to the line, and it did hit the edge of the foul pole on replay. That's why you hear that applause. Now the umpires are going to get together. And if they do decide to go back into the booth, that's going to be a home run for Aramis Ramirez.
The interesting aspect of that didn't hit the foul pole. It hit the yellow pad that goes up to the foul pole, and the yellow pad is set inside the foul pole. That's going to probably be a home run, but that pad gave the hitter there, Ramirez, a little bit of an inch or two edge that he wouldn't have had it just been the foul pole.
And it just did hit the edge of that edge. The foul pole, well, the fence extends up a few feet above where the left field corner is. The edge of that fence with that yellow pad, as you mentioned, goes right up to join the foul pole at the beginning of the seats in the 100 level in left field. Well, I don't know if it's called the 100 level here, but the first deck in left field. Aramis Ramirez hit that ball right down the line, and on replay we see that it did hit that yellow edge, which really does appear to be a little bit out from the rest of the foul pole. So the Blue Jays are going to be down 7-6, one would expect, when the 3 umpires come out, and it shouldn't take them long if they see that same replay we did. Very clearly, the yellow pad is shaken by the Ramirez homer. And it does extend straight up from the foul line on the field. One umpire remains on the field. It is home plate umpire Doug Eddings. The other 3 went in. They've come out, and it is a home run. And Bernie the Brewer is going to slide down his slide. that has been smacked by Edwin Encarnacion. And a late trot around the bases for Aramis Ramirez. The Brewers lead it 7-6. That's home run number 8 for Aramis Ramirez. Overturned on replay. The first replay we've had, or they've had here at Miller Park this season. But that was a home run. Now Corey Hart stands in, still not wearing sunglasses, even though it's clearly night right now. And he takes a first pitch strike, 0-1. Hart was the last Brewer to get a hit in this game. He got it in the 4th. Now it's a line drive, right side, twisting foul into the seats. 0-2. Every part of the foul pole and the foul line is in fair territory. And that's what Ramirez hit, the outer edge. The 0-2 is grounded up the middle. Escobar over behind the bag at second. Quick throw, and he's got Hart for the first out of the 7th inning. Coelho went up with the bare hand and then realized it was not his brightest idea. So he pulled it back and let Escobar make the play behind him.
Ricky Weeks.
Here's Ricky Weeks, 2 for 3. A couple of ground ball singles and a couple of RBIs to go with a pop-up. First pitch to him is a fastball for a strike, 0-1.
That was a tough play you now made there. He made it look pretty easy.
He does that a lot. A gifted defensive shortstop, Yunel Escobar. Especially with Corey Hart running. He's quick. Off-speed pitch taken for a strike, and Coelho has Ricky Weeks in a hole, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch just low. Ball 1, 1-2.
Now the old vet Darren Oliver getting up in that Blue Jays bullpen in right center.
Robert Coelho is due up 3rd in the 8th inning. Weeks asks for time and gets it, even though Coelho had started into his motion. It's a 1-2 count, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Aramis Ramirez with the home run to put the Brewers back on top 7-6 after the Jays had fought back to tie it from down 6-1. There's a foul into the seats, 1-2. That's a tough call, measuring that home run by Aramis Ramirez, since it did hit the wall 345 feet away. They call it 345 feet. Weeks pops it up into the seats. Foul behind the Brewers' first base dugout. And it remains 1-2. Gotta wonder how much triangulating they needed to do to come up with the length of that home run. It may actually have hit the 345 sign on the wall. The 1-2 to Weeks. Swing and a miss. Coelho struck him out. Second strikeout of the night. And that brings up George Kataris. And that brings out John Farrell. And Farrell's calling for Darren Oliver, the lefty. And he is not making a double switch with a pitcher spot due up 3rd. So Farrell wants Oliver for 1 out.
Martin Maldonado.
We're going to have a pinch hitter here with Darren Oliver coming on. It'll be Martin Maldonado. The Brewers' backup catcher, with a couple of catchers on the disabled list for Milwaukee. And the first pitch to Maldonado's hit on the ground to short. Throw to first. And the inning is over. So Darren Oliver comes on. 1 pitch, 1 out. And we go to the 8th with the Brewers having taken a 7-6 lead. Jerry Howarth back of the mic for you. Brought to you by Home Hardware. This is the Blue Jays Radio Network.
listening for the best year all season long. This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball. Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
We are live from the BlackBerry broadcast booth here at Miller Park in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The Super 8th inning brought to you by Super 8. Score $500 and 3 free nights with the Super 8 baseball sweepstakes. Visit Facebook.com/Super 8 for details. We go to the 8th inning. The Brewers lead at 7-6 now on a home run by Aramis Ramirez just down the left field line off that yellow padding that goes and is just above the wall and just in front of the foul pole. That one hit off Robert Coelho, and Francisco Rodriguez has come on now to try to hold the Blue Jays at bay. New catcher, of course, Martin Maldonado. He just pinch hit for George Kottaras and grounded out to short. First pitch is outside ball one to Yunel Escobar as we start this 8th inning. The Brewers, 7 runs, 12 hits, and no errors. They have left 6. The Blue Jays, 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and they have left 4. Right-hander against right-hander. Yunel takes a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Escobar 0 for 3. He's grounded out and flied out twice. Rajai Davis to the left of home plate, the on-deck circle. He's 1 for 3. And then the pitcher spot, Robert Coelho giving way to Darren Oliver. John Farrell will go to his bench for a pinch hitter here in this 8th inning. Fastball is outside. Francisco Cordero warming up in the Blue Jays bullpen out in right center field. On the bench, Kelly Johnson and David Cooper, a couple left-handed hitters. And then the remaining catcher, Jeff Mathis. Jan Gomes is already in the game for J.P. Arancibia on an earlier double switch. Rodriguez pitch lined up the middle. A diving stop at second by Ricky Weeks. Get up, bounce a throw to first. Glove by Corey Hart. A dazzling play on a shot up the middle that almost knocked out Francisco Rodriguez, and then Weeks was up to the task along with Hart to get Yunel.
Fantastic job. First, Escobar almost kills Francisco Rodriguez with a Charlie Brown shot up the middle, but a great dive to his right by Ricky Weeks. These Milwaukee Brewers are next to last in Major League Baseball in defensive efficiency, but that was a Gold Glove play right there.
David Cooper now moves to the on-deck circle as here's Rajai Davis, 1 out into the 8th inning. Brewers with a narrow 7-6 lead. Davis, right-handed hitter. And he's knocked down with a pitch. It's a breaking ball, a curve that got away from Rodriguez. Ball 1. This is the young rookie who in 0-2 dazzled everybody out with the Angels in Anaheim, helped them win a World Series. They call him K-Rod, his ability to strike people out. Herky-jerky motion, the pitch line to center field right there. Niger Morgan, he comes on, makes the chest-high catch. 2 down. And here's Cooper.
For the pitcher, Darren Oliver. Number 30, David Cooper.
In 33 games, Francisco Rodriguez 0-4. His ERA 4.15. Now he's struck out 28 over 30 1/3 innings. He's walked 11, but opponents have hit 286 off him. And now he gets young David Cooper, hitting 7th in this spot, occupied by Darren Oliver. Cooper takes a strike. 0-1. Cooper on the last homestand went just 1 for 13, so his average has taken a hit, now at 279. Strike 1 pitch, low and in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cooper had a pinch hit single back 2 days ago, which snapped a career high 0 for 18 for him. And he comes up here, does Cooper with a chance here to tie it up. The line drive hitter. We've seen him hit a couple of home runs and power to left field. He looks over outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Jerry Howarth along with Mike Wilner filling in for Alan Ashby, who's on the television side with Pat Tabler. Our engineer here in Milwaukee, Tom Young, with Dan Riccio back in our Toronto studios. Great to have you with us here on our home hardware Blue Jays radio network. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Cooper hits one foul down the left field side. In the first inning, Brett Lawrie led off with a home run, his 8th, that is 6th, that ran his hitting streak to 8 games. But in the bottom of the first inning, a struggling Henderson Alvarez gave up 2 on a 2-out bases loaded 2-run single to center by Ricky Weeks. Then Henderson gave up 4 in the second inning on 4 base hits as 8 men came to the plate for an early Brewers 6-1 lead. Cooper lines one through the right side, a pinch hit for Cooper. He reaches, and that's going to bring up Omar Vizquel, who will turn around here as a switch hitter to bat left-handed.
The second baseman, Omar Vizquel.
Nice swing, Mike, by Cooper, but he has a beautiful swing.
He really does, and even though he's not been hitting well lately, he's still got that gorgeous swing. The line drives were there for a while, and they'll be back at some point in time, and that was a good start.
Omar 2 for 3. Singles to center and left. Omar takes inside ball 1. After the Brewers scored 4 off Alvarez, the Blue Jays reeled off 5 unanswered runs. A run in the third, Brett Lawrie doubled, but with the bases loaded and nobody out, and Lawrie at third, Encarnacion hit into a double play. Lawrie scored, and then Escobar flied out to end the inning. Omar rips one to first. A diving catch and foul ground by Corey Hart just above the dirt to end the inning. Corey Hart has played all of 17 games this year at first base and one previous to this year, back in 06. And it looks like he's been there for a long, long time. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's still the Brewers 7, the Blue Jays 6. Brought to you by Home Hardware. This is the Blue Jays Radio Network.
The Blackberry.
Blue Jays on to Super Camps, presented by Baseball Canada and Little League Canada. Be in Halifax, Nova Scotia, August 5th, 6th, and 7th at Mainland's Common Field. Jose Cruz Jr. will be there with Jason Dixon, Sandy Alomar Sr., Jesse Barfield, Dwayne Ward. Visit BlueJays.com/Baseball Academy for more information. The Blue Jays, proud supporters of amateur baseball across Canada. Bottom of the 8th inning here, game 1 of 3 in Milwaukee. The Brewers ahead 2-1 end of 1, 6-1 end of 2, and then the Blue Jays tied it with runs in the 3rd, 6th, and a 3-run home run by Jose Bautista in the 7th inning to get it even. Jose's 20th home run, 50 RBIs. Saw Aramis Ramirez lead off the bottom of the 7th inning with a home run off Robert Coelho for a 7-6 lead. And here's Francisco Cordero to start the bottom of the 8th, facing Edwin Masonette. He bunts up along third, hugs the grass, fielded by Lord. He flips it down the right field line. Masonette on his way to second. Bautista gloves near the line, goes back to the infield, and a bunt hit combined with an error by Brett Lawrie, his 10th. The Brewers have a runner at second base and nobody out to start the 8th inning.
And there's Brett Lawrie trying to do too much. Again, there was a terrific bunt by Edwin Masonette. It was going to stay fair. It died on the grass, and Lawrie really didn't have a chance to throw him out. But he tried that bare hand across his body and threw it away.
Now, Taylor Green, left-handed hitter, will bat here for the pitcher Francisco Rodriguez. 7-6 Milwaukee, a first pitch strike. Cordero comes in here 2-4 in 31 games. In 26 and a third innings, that's the 34th hit he's allowed. Opponents hitting better than .317 off him. Green hits one foul down the right-hand side, 0-2. Mike's Hard Lemonade presents the game-changing moment. There have been a few here tonight. Coming up right after the game, change the game with Mike's. 7 runs, 13 hits for the Brewers now. 6 runs, 10 hits for the Blue Jays. Home runs by Brett Lawrie, his 6th. Jose Bautista with 2 men on, his 20th. And Edwin Encarnacion, his 18th. There's a swing and a miss. Cordero strikes out the pinch hitter Taylor Green. That's the first out here in the 8th. Well, Mike, what else is going on that Home Hardware Sportsnet out-of-town scoreboard?
But, Jerry, it's R.A. Dickey going nuts. It's funny, with Kyle Drabek, we found out today he's going to have a second Tommy John surgery, and Drew Hutchison having elbow ligament problems. R.A. Dickey was born without an ulnar collateral ligament in his right elbow, and he is tearing it up right now.
The batter now is Norichika Aoki, and he swings and he misses, strike one.
Dickey threw his second straight one-hitter tonight as the Mets beat the Baltimore Orioles 5-0, and he was on base when Ike Davis hit the grand slam in the 6th inning that got the scoring started.
Aoki 1 for 4, a bunt single under the glove of Henderson Alvarez. He takes the ball 1-1.
Dickey is the first major league pitcher to throw back-to-back one-hitters since some guy named David Andrew Steve did it for the Blue Jays. September 24th and September 30th, 1988. And Dickey is the first pitcher ever with 5 straight starts of no earned runs and 8 or more strikeouts.
1-1 offering, a strike on the outside corner, 1-2.
He is a 37-year-old knuckleballer who climbed Mount Kilimanjaro this past offseason. And I have a feeling there will be a few more major league pitchers who are going to take on that mountain this winter.
Right-hander and closer, the pride of Simcoe, Ontario, John Axford, warming up in the Brewers bullpen in left center field. Axford's 29. He was born April the 1st back in 1983, and here he is. Great age for him growing up in 92 and 3, watching the Blue Jays win those 2 World Series. We'll visit with him tomorrow on our pregame show. The ball is hit foul down the left-hand side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here in this bottom of the 8th inning, Brewers lead at 7-6. And when Axford comes on, he has 11 saves.
Elsewhere on that Home Hardware out-of-town scoreboard, we see that the Yankees beat Atlanta 6-2 for their 10th straight win. Mark Teixeira with his 12th, Robinson Cano with his 13th. CC Sabathia went the route. He's 9-3.
Cordero's 1-2 pitch is low.
Cleveland takes care of the Cincinnati Reds 10-9. Shin-Soo Choo, Lonnie Chisenhall, and Casey Kochman each hit a 2-run homer and each had 3 RBIs in the game.
Stretch by Cordero. Fastball swing and a miss. Or did he go around? It looked like he did. Yes, he did. He struck him out. 2 down. Cordero has struck out 2 here with a runner at second and nobody out in the 8th inning.
Incredibly defensive swing there by Aoki. Started way late. Tried to stay alive but couldn't get it. Elsewhere on that Home Hardware Sportsnet out-of-town scoreboard, Astros 9-2 over the Royals in the top of the 9th. Cubs lead the White Sox 12-3 in the top of the 9th. Luis Valbuena has a 3-run homer for the Cubs.
Left-hand hitting center fielder Niger Morgan takes low. Nice stop there by Yan Gomes. Ball 1.
It is 4-0 Arizona over Seattle there in the bottom of the 5th. Wade Miley looking for his 8th win. Giants and Angels tied at 2, top of 3. Texas leads the Padres 2-1 in the bottom of the 2nd.
Thank you, Mike. Right here, Brewers lead at 7-6. 8th inning, 2 down. The throw to second base, diving back in, getting in there safely is Masonette. Escobar came over from short to take that throw. Morgan, a big part of the Brewers' 7-run, 13-hit attack early in the game. Singled and scored in the 2-run first. Walked and scored in the 4-run second. Morgan takes outside. Henderson Alvarez went 4 innings tonight through 80 pitches. Gave up 6 runs, all earned on 11 base hits. Struck out 1, walked 2. Was later taken off the hook for a loss on Bautista's 3-run home run to left in the 7th that tied the game at 6. Morgan takes it high, 3-0. But in the bottom of the 7th inning, with the help of video replay, Aramis Ramirez homered down the left field line to lead it off Robert Coelho. It hit the yellow pad that goes right up in front of the foul pole, just over the left field wall in the corner. And a home run it was, his 8th for his 7-6 lead. There's a strike called, 3-1. Bullpen's allowed just 1 run since the 5th inning, but that was a home run off Coelho. Initially called foul and then reviewed and rightfully overturned as the ball did hit the yellow pad. There is ball 4. A walk to Morgan. 2 on for hot-hitting Ryan Braun. Jan Gomes out to the mound to talk to Cordero.
Ryan Braun,
the National League MVP from a year ago, tonight got that hitting streak quickly put to bed. A single to left field in the first inning to run it to 13 games for Braun, and 23 games in his swings against the American League teams in interleague play. That's the best among all active players in interleague play, a 23-game hitting streak. He scored, and then later drove in a run with a ground ball in the 4-run second and scored as well. So tonight officially 1 for 4, but a very good night. 7 runs, 13 hits for the Brewers, leading 7-6 here in the 8th inning. 2 on, 2 outs. Cordero wants a new series of signs from young catcher Jan Gomes. J. Pierre Ancibia started, but the Blue Jays had to pull a double switch in the 6th inning to accommodate a pitcher. And now Cordero turns around, looks out towards center field, and he and Jan Gomes here having a difficult time with the signs. Got a runner at second base. Aaron Laffey, Robert Coelho, Darren Oliver, now Francisco Cordero. Meanwhile, Randy Wolf went 6 1/3 innings. Gave up 4 runs on 8 hits. It was his game to win. He struck out 6, walked only 1. But the home run hit by Jose off Cameron Lowe, and that took Wolf out of the picture to win it. Braun pops it up into shallow right field, coming to the line with a lot of room. Jose Bautista, he makes the catch, and the inning is over. No runs, a walk, and a bunt hit, and an error picked up as well. Brett Lawrie's throwing error does not factor in. We go to the 9th inning. John Axford, the closer from Simcoe, Ontario, comes on. It's 7-6 Milwaukee, brought to you by Home Hardware. This is the Blue Jays Radio Network.
Kelly Johnson.
Kelly Johnson will come up here to pinch hit to start the top of the 9th inning against closer and right-hander John Axford. The Brewers lead at 7-6. They have a new center fielder as well, Carlos Gomez. Kelly fouls one off toward his own third base dugout, strike 1. Omar Vizquel started at second base. Of course, still in there. This is now Johnson batting in the 9th spot here, hitting for catcher Jan Gomes. Axford with 11 saves. Cuts it loose. The ball is hit the right center field deep. Moving over is the right fielder there with the center fielder as well, but it's Gomez to call off Aoki and make the catch right in front of the warning track in right center as Johnson bidding there for his 10th home run. Axford, as we said, from Simcoe, Ontario, he's been a shining light here. 11 saves this year. And back in April of 2011 through May the 4th this year, 49 consecutive saves. Batter Brett Lawrie takes outside ball 1. 49 consecutive saves, the 4th longest streak in Major League Baseball history. Right there with Eric Gagne's 84. Tom Gordon's 54 and Jose Valverde's 51. John Axford pitches outside. And we'll visit with him, Mike, tomorrow on the pregame show. Great young man. We see him every January when he comes in for the Baseball Canada dinner.
Hey, had a lot of fun with a big, huge mustache in spring training in the early part of the season. That's gone now. He's got the full beard happening.
7-6 Brewers. Lawrie fouls one back.
Axford, not a guy who came up through the Baseball Canada system and someone who kind of exploded onto the scene a couple of years ago. But Canada is going to love having him if they qualify for next year's World Baseball Classic. And they're also going to love having Brett Lawrie. A little Canadian on Canadian crime going on right now.
Brett has scored 3 runs of the 6 here tonight. He takes a fastball for a strike, 2-2. Lawrie led off the game with a home run, his 6th, doubled and scored in the 3rd, bounced into a fielder's choice in the 5th, hit into a fielder's choice, stole 2nd, and scored in the 3-run 7th on Jose Bautista's home run, his 20th, that tied it at 6. Axford's pitch bends just a bit low outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Axford, the pride of Notre Dame, went 5 years there, pitched for the Fighting Irish. missed 1 year with Tommy John surgery. He's had the right elbow repaired back in 03, 9 years ago. Ended up with his bachelor's degree in film and television and theater. He is set. Full count pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. A 98-mile-an-hour fastball with that surgically repaired right elbow. 2 down in the 9th inning.
The center fielder, Colby Rasmus.
32,223 on their feet, and there Brett Lawrie, the highest compliment to John Axford. His best swing, didn't connect, and just shook his head back and forth as if to say 98 miles an hour. Tough to hit. Axford now gets Colby Rasmus. 1-4-2. He's drawn 2 walks. 7-6 Brewers in the 9th. Colby hits a high fly ball into shallow left center. Ryan Braun is under it. He waits, he takes, and the Brewers hang on to win it 7-6. A 12th save for John Axford. We'll be back with the totals and more right after this. Brought to you by Home Hardware. This is the Blue Jays Radio Network. Back here in Milwaukee as we start our post-game show, brought to you by your Honda dealers. The Brewers win their 11th one-run decision. They are 11-13, while the Blue Jays, losing here 7-6 tonight, fall to 4-12 in that same category, one-run decisions. The Brewers, 7 runs, 13 hits, no errors, and 8 left. The Blue Jays, 6 runs, 10 hits, 1 error, and 5 left. The winning pitcher is Cameron Lowe, not one that he will really enjoy. He gave up a 3-run home run to Jose Bautista with a 6-3 lead in the 7th inning. That tied it up, a blown save for him. Edwin Encarnacion lined out to short to end the inning. But in the bottom of the 7th inning, when Aramis Ramirez led off with a home run that was reviewed by the video, and they got it right down the left field line, his 8th home run hit it off Robert Coelho. That made it 7-6, and that was your final. Coelho with the loss 0-1. Cameron Lowe with the win 4-2, and John Axford comes on to save his 12th. Time of the game, 2 hours and 52 minutes. There's 32,223 fans here, just shy of the average that the Brewers have had all season, better than 35,000 a game. Saw 4 home runs hit, 3 by the Blue Jays. Brett Lawrie's 6th to lead off the game for a quick 1-0 lead. Edwin Encarnacion's 18th, that led off the 6th inning and cut the Brewers' lead to 6-3. And then an inning later, Bautista's 20th to give him 50 RBIs, a shot deep to left field. That tied the game at 6, but just as quickly, the 1 home run was all the Brewers needed. Aramis Ramirez home run down the left field line, just fair, and just over the wall for a 7-6 lead. His 8th home run, and that was the difference here tonight. So the Blue Jays' 3-game winning streak is over. In June, 7-9, and the club falls to 34-33 overall. Tonight's game-changing moment is brought to you by Mike's Hard Lemonade. Change the game with Mike's. And Mike, what do you think?
I wish I could say it was the 3-run homer by Jose Bautista that brought the Blue Jays back from 6-1 down in the 7th and tied it up. But the game-changing moment's got to be the winner. And that's that Aramis Ramirez line drive off the absolute left edge of the foul pole, down the left field line off that padding just underneath the foul pole that gave the Brewers the winning run.
That's tonight's game-changing moment, brought to you by Mike's Hard Lemonade. Change the game with Mike's. Now, tomorrow night, Game 2 of this 3-game series here at Miller Park. And the Blue Jays have called up Jesse Chavez, and they were going to announce after the game tonight who's going to make that start. We saw Jesse here today, and the odds are that he's here for that reason to start tomorrow. So let's just insert him there. Sean Markham has been scratched with a sore right elbow for the Brewers. So it's somewhat of a toss-up where Milwaukee's going. We haven't heard anything yet as to how that's going to go, but we do believe that Jesse Chavez will start tomorrow, just up from AAA Las Vegas. Sean Markham was 5-3 with an ERA of 3.39, but a sore right elbow, and not good for him. He's already had 1 Tommy John surgery when he was with the Blue Jays, and hopefully he is not going to have anything more than just a little discomfort and be all right. In our game here tonight, the Blue Jays hit 1 double, losing 7-6 to the Brewers. And our Spitz doubles qualifier, Rick Irwin from Mississauga, on the Brett Lawrie double, earning double the chance to win. Remember, To enter the Spitz Crack a Double contest at sportsnet590.ca. Every time a Blue Jay hits a double, we will draw one entrant. When Brett cracks a double, as he did here tonight, that lucky entrant will get double the chance to win the weekly prize, an autographed Brett Laurie jersey. Spitz, give it a crack. Tomorrow night, the Blue Jays take on the Brewers. We are on at 7:30 Eastern Daylight Time, 8:10 first pitch. Join us in here on our home hardware Blue Jays radio network tonight in this ball game, regulation 9-inning game. The Brewers rally to win at 7-6 over the Blue Jays as we send it over to Mike for the rest of the night.